Okay, guys, this is our virtual team meeting, and the reason I like to have one of these every month is because not everyone can attend our live meetings at our house here, and sometimes those are kind of hard to watch online. I know that, so I want to at least give everyone an opportunity that is not local to jump on here and have a chance to get some training, virtual style. So one of the biggest things we're going to talk about tonight is booking parties and getting your calendars booked. Now, when I say booking parties, I am not just talking about November, okay? I want to share with you first a story about what my calendar looked like about 4 years ago, okay? 4 years ago, I had just had my son, and I was doing freezer meal workshops. And so I was doing them in the house. It's something that I could do in the house, and feed the baby still and all that stuff while, having these freezer meal workshops. But I always knew that typically in January, and they haven't announced this yet, but typically in January, it is double free host rewards month. Okay, which was always one of my biggest months of the year because I really, really focused and pushed on getting my calendar booked in January. So I was looking at my calendar and I seriously had nothing booked for January. Nothing, okay? And this was November. So typically, and we're going to get into this a little bit more, typically the rule of thumb is by the end of November, you want to have your January booked. Okay, and we're going to get into that. But I had learned that, and so I was looking at my calendar. I was like, holy cow, here it is November. I have nothing on my calendar for January. It's double free. What am I going to do? Okay, so I decided I was going to do a power hour, which I know you guys have heard me talk about this before. If you're new, maybe you haven't. So what I did was I just got out my piece of paper, and I started numbering it, okay? I numbered it 1 to 25 because that is what we're going to teach you tonight. Is we're going to teach you how to do your list from 1 to 25, okay? Because you always want to have 25 contacts that you are reaching out to, okay? So I sat down, I made my list. It's very important not to start your power hour until you have your list made, okay? So I sat down, I made my list of every possible person that I wanted to reach out to. And I did a very, very scary thing. Scarier than what some of you just went through with that game, okay? I picked up my phone and I started calling people, which is a very scary thing. That phone is heavy. It's easier to text. You don't want to personally talk to people. But I knew that if I really wanted people to be excited about the products and I wanted them to hear my excitement, then I knew it was going to be a phone call, okay? So I sat down with my list and my 3-month-old baby in my lap, okay, and I started making phone calls. And I made phone call after phone call after phone call. And I left messages. I received no's. But at the end of that hour, I had booked 5 cooking shows. Okay, granted, this was before virtual parties were out. So virtual parties were not an option. I knew I was going for cooking parties, okay? So I had 5 cooking shows on my calendar. I headed into December and then January, and at the end of January, keep in mind, I had nothing on my calendar before I started reaching out to people. So this is like many of you, when you're looking at your calendar right now, maybe you have nothing on there. Maybe you have nothing for November, maybe you have nothing for December, maybe you have nothing for January, okay? So if you're looking at your calendar right now and you're thinking, man, I have nothing, I was there. Okay, and at the end of January, I ended up with $7,000 in sales. Okay, so I went from no parties booked to picking up that phone, and it didn't just stop at 5 parties. Okay, that's what I want you to realize, is I didn't just do that power hour and stop. I didn't just sit down one time and reach out to those people. I continued to reach out, which is what I really, really want to focus on with you guys tonight, because I think some of us, when it comes to booking parties, I want you guys to refer back to those 3 different ways that I talked about booking parties, okay? One was the birthday post, okay? One of them was sharing that picture, and there was some other one. I can't remember what the third one was now, but I shared them a couple days ago. So if you have not sat down and reached out to people with one of those 3 methods, that's what I'm going to urge you to do first, okay? So, but here's the thing. When I went live the other day and I was real vulnerable, you know, with what my calendar looked like, okay, I made all those contacts, okay? I took my calendar, and I'll show you guys. I took my calendar and I wrote down, you know, here, I started writing my list, okay? So I wrote down the person's name, I wrote down their phone number, and I wrote down their response, okay? Because those 3 things are important. Now, what I will also write down is when I followed up again, okay? Because I think some of us will just initially reach out to people, and then we don't ever go back. If they didn't say anything to us, we don't ever go back and reach out to them again, okay? So I reached out to these people on Tuesday, and I reached out to them again today, okay? I gave them a day to look, and then I reached out to them again, okay? And from 2 of these people that I reached out that did not reply on Tuesday, they responded today, and we got dates on the calendar, okay? So I think sometimes that's where you guys may miss out on the bookings, is you reach out to these people and they don't respond back, and then you don't reach out to them again, okay? Or you forget, who did I reach out to exactly? So anytime you are messaging someone, texting someone, calling someone, write it down, okay? Write it down so you know exactly who has responded to you and who you need to go back to and talk to again, okay? Now, if I texted or messaged someone and they didn't respond to me at all, okay, a lot of you may just say, well, that's great, they ignored my message. I saw, you know, that they've seen it, and now nothing, okay? What I will do is I will go back into that text message 2 days later, and I will say to them, hey, I know everyone is super, super busy, and I'm sure you are too, but did you get a chance to see my last message I sent you? Well, I knew she already, you know, saw it because I can see that she saw it, okay? But typically when I do that, I will get some sort of response, okay? Something back, whether it's, no, I don't want to have a party, whether it's, you know, not interested at this time, or whether it's, sorry, I was in the middle of something when you sent that message. How many of you, I'm sure you guys have done that before. Someone sends you a message, they pick it up, look at it, you know, and you forget to respond back to it, okay? Well, people do the same thing, okay? They will take your message and then they will not respond back. It may be not that they don't want to have a party with you, it just may be that they were doing something at the time and forgot to respond. So be sure you always go back and follow up a couple days later and say something, you know, to that regard when you're reaching out to people, okay? Now, I want everyone that is on this call, okay? I want everyone to get a blank piece of paper, okay? So if you have copy paper, you can do it on a piece of notebook paper, but I want to be sure that it is a blank piece of paper with nothing on it, okay? And if you're not at a place where you can do this, I want you to do this as soon as you have a chance, okay? So you got your piece of paper. We're going to pretend like we're in kindergarten again, okay? I want you to take your hand and I want you to trace it about like this, okay? Just like you would trace a turkey. Okay, so you're going to trace your hand 1 time, okay? Then what you're going to do, after you have traced it once, you're going to trace it again, and then you're going to trace it again all the way to the top. So I'm going to show you what the final product looks like so you know what it looks like. Okay, see this? Okay, there is my turkey, gobble, gobble, gobble. And notice that I made it slightly larger than my fingers, okay? So make them a little bit bigger. Then I went up here and did it again, and then I went up here and did it again, okay? So basically you're making 3 different turkeys on here, okay? But notice my pictures. Notice the artwork, guys. There's a turkey. There's my Christmas tree. there's my snowflake. Okay, so if you're wondering what these three things stand for, this one is going to be your November shows. This one is going to be your December shows. And this one is going to be your January shows. Okay, so I want you to think, how many shows do you want booked for November? How many shows do you want booked for December? And how many shows do you want booked for January? Okay, so me personally, I'm going to try to get at least minimum 10. Okay, I honestly want 8 cooking shows and I want about 6 virtual. Okay, but I split mine up into 10, but I'm probably going to try for more than 10. Okay, so what you can do is you can take your turkey. See how I divided them in half? So here it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so see how I just took my turkey and divided them in half? Because my goal is 10 shows. So I'm just going to write 10 shows in the palm of my hand. Okay, because that is the minimum that I want for the next 3 months. Okay, so you can split it up however you want. If you want 5 shows, then write on each, finger write 5. If you want more than 10, I mean, you divide yours up, whatever your goals are personally. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing with your December and the same thing with your January ones. Okay, so what we're going to do in the month of November, our hashtag is going to be hashtag turkey trot. Okay, hashtag turkey trot. And what we're going to do, we're going to do this from now until November 15th. Okay, because we want our November, if you were to have your November booked, that's great. Okay, you're in a great place. Okay, but if you're looking at your sad little turkey, maybe he only has 1 or 2 parties on here, and maybe you want some more. Okay, so we're going to take until November 15th to fully book our November. Okay, because I want to share with you guys something. The reason I said earlier that you want to make sure that January is booked by the end of November is what happens in December? Christmas.
Holiday activity.
Correct. Holiday stuff, Christmas is happening. People are busy. So what do you think is going to happen if you wait until December 22nd to book your January calendar?
You're not gonna book your January calendar.
Thank you, Kayla Ford. Okay, guys, I will tell you, and there are people on our team that have been in this business almost as long as me. And I will tell you, they have told me you were right. I did not focus on booking my January in November. I tried to book it in December, and I struggled, okay? What happens when you start with a strong January, guys? And I can tell you this, I've been in the business 6 years, and I can honestly tell you, when you start with a strong January, you are going to lead into a strong February, March, April, May, and the rest of the year. When you start out the year strong, it carries you into the rest of the year. I promise you. Opposite happens, though, if you are not booked in January. If you're not booked in January, you're going to struggle through January. The holidays have been done. You're like, oh, I'm going to get back into it. And then you struggle into February, and then you struggle into March, okay? So take the words of advice that I'm giving you from someone that has been, and I've only been in the business 6 years, but a lot of people that have been in this business 25 years are going to tell you this. You want your January stacked, okay? It most likely will be double free month. And what that means for those of you that are new, double free is when your party hits 650. That's a very important part to remember, okay? When your party hits 650, the hosts get double the amount of free product. Okay, so if their party is $650 and they usually would get $115, they're going to get $230. I can't even tell you how many parties, maybe they're even struggling to hit that $650. And I'm like, okay, you're only $50 away. You can do this. And they push and they push and they get to that $650 and they're like, oh, I'm at $700. I'm like, yeah, you are. Now you're getting, what is that? Now you're getting $280. And they're like, woohoo. And they reach out for a couple more people. And before you know it, they have a $1,000 party. No joke. Almost every single one of my parties in January is $1,000 or more. Okay. So I saw a question here from the host special for January will come out November 1st. Yes, Tamara. So you're going to know what it's going to be once November 1st hits. Okay. So you're going to want to start with your list now. Guess what, guys? There's a back to this page. Yeah, I use permanent marker. So if you don't have permanent marker on yours, then your hand doesn't leak through. Okay. So on the back of your paper, I want you to start your list of 1 to 25 people. Okay. I want you to split it up. I want this first part here. I want it to be their names. Then I want you to write down how you contacted them. Okay, then I want you to write down what their response was, and then leave a last column for when you contact them again. Because most likely, so that's 4 different columns, most likely they are not going to respond the first time. Or they may say, some of the examples of, when I reached out the other day was, hey, I would love to get you, on the calendar for November. Let me know if you would like me to send you my dates. Okay. So I worded it a little bit different, but I ended it with, let me know if you'd like to see my dates. And then every single one of them said, yes, send me your dates. Okay. So what does that mean? That doesn't mean the conversation is over there. I don't have them on my calendar yet. Okay. So obviously I'm going to have to follow back up with them in order to get them on my calendar. Okay, so that's what I did today. I reached out. One of them had a mother-in-law at my party last night. I said, oh, I saw your mother-in-law last night. It was so great to see her. She was super excited that you were going to have a party. She's really wanting that last skillet on her list. Were you able to pick a date yet? She wrote back immediately and said, yes, that date looks good. Let's go with it. I'm really excited about my party. Okay. I could have just said, hey, did you pick a date yet? But I threw in there the old mother-in-law card, and then she wrote back real quick. Okay. So find whatever is going to get them to respond to you. And sometimes I use that past host. I say, wow, I hope you remember that so-and-so is going to get that half price product from your party. She is so super excited about getting that half price. I'm so glad you're going to have a party. Okay. Remind them that, oh, that's right. I forgot Susie was supposed to get a half price item for my party. Better have that party then, huh? Okay. So sometimes the wording that you use is going to create more of a sense of urgency. Okay. Now, those of you that have not heard me say this before, when I'm looking at my calendar, if I am doing a cooking show, what I'm saying to them is, hey, Susie, I know you said you wanted to book a party. I wanted to ask you if typically weekdays or weekends work better for you. And they're going to say, no, we're so crazy busy with sports on the weekend. I think actually a weeknight would be better. And I say, okay, I typically do my cooking shows on Tuesday and Thursday. Which one of those days works best for you? She writes back and says, probably a Tuesday would be better. Okay, great. The first Tuesday that I have available is November 6th. Will that work? Okay. Instead of saying, look at your calendar, get back with me when you want to do your party, I give them two by two. I give them 2 examples of when they can book parties on my calendar. Now, if it's a virtual party, when they say, yeah, that sounds like fun, let's do one or whatever, I'm going to immediately reply back with, I start my parties on Monday, and I'm going to be starting them on the 5th or the 19th. Which one of those dates works better for you? nail down which one of those dates are they going to start their virtual party. Okay. And then you're going to write down next, when are you going to host coach them? When are you reaching out to this host? Okay. Because you want to be sure that if they're having a party, that the next thing in mind is the host coaching. Okay. So I'm going to encourage you to go back. If you did not watch my live video on, was it Monday I did that? I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday. It may have been Tuesday. But I did a live, and then I shared with you 3 different opportunities of ways to book parties. Okay. So I challenge you to go back and try some of those different ways, whether it's the picture of the products, you say your name's written all over them, and then follow up with the next message, or if it's the birthday one. I encourage you to do it. Now, if you still feel like people are not reaching out or they're not responding, okay, ask yourself, when's the last time you went live with products? Or when's the last time you shared pictures of something that you made? Okay, because I have found personally the best way that I book my parties is when I go live. Okay, because someone sees that quick cooker, they comment about it, they ask me questions about the quick cooker, then I immediately turn around and I private message them. Okay, because it gives me the opportunity to talk to them about booking a party when there's a product that they like. Okay, so how often are you sharing on social media, the different recipes and things that people want to see? Okay, because the biggest thing is, just by messaging some people sometimes, that doesn't give them a desire or a want for the products. Okay, you have to make them want whatever it is that you're cooking for dinner. Okay, man, that looks amazing. And she only did that in 20 minutes. I need to do that for my family. Okay, how much does that thing cost? Oh, the grill pan, it's, okay, well, that's a little more than I'm wanting to spend. Oh, wait, guess what? You can have a party. Okay, so I like to capture bookings by food. Okay, by showing them different products and letting them see them and creating that want. Okay, because when they want to have a party with you, they're going to keep their date and they are going to make that party the best party that they possibly can. Okay, if you're pulling teeth to try to get them to book a party with you, guess what's going to happen to that party? If they even hold it, okay, they're not going to participate and it's going to go, okay? So you have to create that desire for your host to want something. You have to create a desire for them, they're going to have to want a product, okay? And when you create that desire, then they will, then they're going to book that party, okay? So we are focusing on the next 3 months getting our calendars booked. We're not just going to focus on November. We're not going to just focus on December. We're going to focus on November, December, and January, okay? When they announce January, hopefully it will be double free, but when it is, get excited, okay? I know some of you have not experienced double free before, and maybe you haven't experienced double free to the effect of your party is qualifying at $650 in sales. But when you tell your hosts that you will help them get to $650 to that double free, okay, they'll believe you. Okay, I tell my hosts almost every single one of my parties is $1,000 party. I will give you every bit of information to help you, get to that level. If you're willing to listen to me, and I've said this to hosts before, if you're willing to listen to me and do exactly what I tell you to do, we will get you there. One of my friends was like, there is no way. I don't even know that many people. There's no way, because she wanted this cookware set. And I told her, you have to have this much in sales to get it for free. I'm going to help you get there. And she was like, there's no way, Melody, I'm going to get there. I said, if you listen and do what I tell you, I promise you can get there. Okay. And our party ended up over $2,000. Okay. Because she listened, she invited the amount of people that I told her to, she put in the work that I told her to, and she got there. Okay. So I tell my hosts, if they will listen and follow all my tips, we can make it happen, which also means get 5 outside orders. Okay. So they are working to get outside stuff besides just the just the Facebook, if it's a Facebook party. Okay, you guys have heard me talk about how important texting is. Okay, I don't know if Ricky is on here. Ricky is one of our newer consultants, and since she's new, I've talked with her several times lately. But we have talked because Ricky is the one that I shared with you a week or so ago, that she told me that her friends were not responding on Facebook, so she started sending text messages to them. She's the one whose party went from $22 to over $1,000 in one day. Okay, and the only difference she did was she started texting people and reaching out to them. Okay, so she did great with her, with the host stuff. She did what I told her to, and then she decided, you know what, this Facebook messaging stuff is not working. I'm going to start texting my friends. Okay, because she knew her friends that weren't on Facebook were, she needed to text them. Okay, so you're going to make your 3 hands. Okay, with the turkey, the tree, and the snowflake here, or if you have better artistic ability on yours, go for it. I think that would be grand. I have the coloring skills of a kindergartner. So then you're going to make on the back, you're going to make your list of 1 to 25 with the different columns. Okay, every time from now until November 15th. Okay, now until November 15th. Anytime you get a booking in your bottom turkey, okay, or if you get, let's do any booking. Let's just say December, January, or November. But I'm going to encourage you to focus down here until this one's filled and then move on up, okay? I never encourage you to book into January unless your November is where you want it to be, okay? But anytime you are filling in a space on here, I want you to hashtag it and do turkey trot on our team page, okay? If you want to take a turkey and toss it to someone else, do your little GIF and toss that turkey, okay? Let's see all the turkeys flying through the air between now and November 15th. Now, November 15th is the goal that I'm giving you to have November completely booked, guys, okay? If not into December, okay? Because remember, if our goal is to try and have dogs, if it's not my kids, it's my dogs. If your goal by end of November is to have your January booked, okay, then you are definitely going to want to be going in through this at the beginning of November, okay? Now, I'm not saying that with your December parties, you couldn't get more January, okay? Because I'm going to do parties up until the 17th, because the 17th is when you can hold a party and guarantee shipping for before Christmas, okay? That's when they're guaranteeing it to be shipped. So I'm going to be holding parties up until December 17th. And I hopefully I will get some, parties from December as well and stack my January. But you better believe that I'm going to start reaching out to people that I feel like would book January parties too. Okay. Now, if you guys have not seen this list yet, okay, this is a list that you can go to on Paper Chef website. There is a place under, let me see here. I'm going to give you exact instructions. If you go on the main page and you go under selling and recruiting, okay, if you go under selling and recruiting and you look at personal business reports, okay, it's going to have order history, host list, customer list, bookings, potential recruits, master wish list, okay? On one of these, I can't remember if it's customer list or order history reports or the host list. I think this one was the host list. I put in there anyone that had over $650 parties. I clicked that, and all of these, there's pages, guys. Pages upon pages of people that have over $650. I'm going to reach out to every single one of them and say, guess what? At your party, you had $1,300 in sales. You did your party, you know, in April, and you got this much. If you would have held your party in a double free month, this is how much you would have received. Okay, that is how I get so many of my bookings for January. When I look up past hosts and I tell them this is how much you would have gotten for free if you would have had your party in January. Okay, so that's an idea for those of you that have been in the business for a little bit. If you haven't, then you're going to get excited about the fact that it's double free month, and they're going to get double that amount of free. Okay, and you're going to start reaching out to your friends that way. Okay, so turkey trotting it into November 15th. Fill up as many spots on your hand as you can. As we get to the end of November, I want to see our January starting to get booked. Okay, I want to see parties starting to get up here. We'll probably turkey trot it all the way through the rest of the month. That'll just be our hashtag. But I really want to focus up until the 15th. I want our November absolutely full by then. Okay, you need to have your November booked into December by November 15th. Okay, and then we're going to start into our January. Okay, so I want to give you a heads up, and I want to let you know how important it is, guys. And if you don't listen to another thing that I say, please know how important it is to have your shows booked in January before you get to the end of December, because you will get frustrated. Okay, so please do work on that. Now, something that I want to share with you now, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go into another document. I am super excited about what I'm about to share with you. My friend, Crystal Jackson, she's another executive. I don't know if any of you have heard of text replacement. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go to switch to gallery view for a second. Raise your hand if you have heard of text replacement. I know Kayla's over there doing the happy dance. Has anyone else heard of text replacement? I'm about to blow your all's mind. All right. How many of you have an iPhone? How many of you have an Android? Okay. So I'm going to give you, even if you're an Android lover, I have a way for you too. I like the hearts and thumbs up. Okay. So text replacement. Now, I will tell you, I mean, I'm an iPhone user and I'm a Mac user, and so I can do it from that response. But there are instructions, Caleb Ford, on here how to do the Android as well. Okay, so what text replacement is? Text replacement is there is a way on your phone to go into your settings, or go to my settings. I shouldn't say your settings. Go into my settings, and I'm going to do a hashtag and just put in one word. And whenever I am messaging on my text, or I'm messaging on Facebook, or I'm doing an email, or whatever I'm doing, all I have to do is hit hashtag Kayla, and the wonderful script all about Kayla is going to pop up. Okay? So let's say that I say the same thing in my party. When I get to that apron post and someone says, tell me about this, this, and this. And you're like, I answer this question 50 million times. Well, guess what? All you have to do is hashtag apron, and your spiel of what you answer every single time is going to come up. Okay? Let's say that someone is asking you about the business, and you respond the same way, or you're like, man, what did I say last time when I answered the same question? Okay? Do hashtag business or hashtag, whatever. And that is automatically going to pop up, and then you just send your message. Okay, so it's going to save you a lot of time. Now, my friend Crystal, she put together this document right here. It says Crystal's, yes, iPhone, text replacements. Okay, so I'm going to share this document with all of you, because this is goldness right here, okay? Not even just the text replacement part, but this gives her response on all business question conversations, host answers. Okay, so up here she says, below are the keyboard replacements I have set up in my phone. They are a huge time saver for things we share and type over and over and over. Okay, it's very simple to set up, ready to learn how. Okay, so if you want to quickly reply or send host coaching messages, take a few minutes to learn and it will reward you with oodles of free time later. This tutorial will not work for Android phones, but I included a link below for Android instructions. Wasn't that nice of her? Okay, so here, this YouTube is going to be for those that are iPhone. This is for Android. Okay, so this is going to show you how to do it on your Android. Okay, now, she said, I always put a hashtag in front of the word so that it won't try to auto-populate. So let's say every time you put host in as your word, every time you are typing host, this paragraph is going to come up, okay? And you don't want that. So that's why she does a hashtag before, because you want to be sure that when you're just typing something, that every time you hit that word, it's not going to come up with a, document. Okay. So here's some examples of what she has done as text replacements. What's the minimum to stay active? We know we've been asked that question. Guests ask great questions about biz on a virtual party. Okay, so she just put biz question and answer. What am I doing when I'm doing a personal chat about the business with someone from a party, or a three-way chat with someone interested in the business, and a team member has added me to it? Okay, so like she gets added to a conversation. Join. Excited for you to get going and join our team. Click the link below, then click join now and enter your info. I can't wait. Boom, it's right there. Okay, that's something we do all the time. Hours. We know we've been asked this question. How many hours do you typically work this business? Okay. Our inventory, our minimum, that we get asked all the time. What's the minimum that you have to do? Okay. Money, perks, product training. Okay. And look at this. She's got all of these for bookings, guys. Okay. Bookings. So the follow-up after meeting someone in an in-person party the next day. Okay, so this is for a cooking show. Several options for mentioning booking a party when following up with guests and customers. Pick out what you like or must feel like you would like to say, okay? Free shipping, next host, VP, thank you. So thank you. This is a big one, guys. If you don't do this, turn your ears on. Toot, toot, toot. Okay. I text and thank you as long as I have a phone number. So when you get an order and you click on your email and it has someone's phone number there, if you're an iPhone user, you can hold it down and it pops up and it gives you the option to text them immediately. I don't know if Android does that or not, but okay, Kayla's give me a thumb up. So hold it down. You can actually text message them. Here you go. Thanks again for joining us on the party. Your order is on its way. It should be arriving soon. Quick question for you, and feel free to say no. But have you considered hosting your own to get a lot of free products at no cost? I would love to spoil you. Would you be interested in hosting your own to get a lot of free products at no cost? Wait, I just read that, sorry. It would also help our host out too. I think you would be amazed at all the free and money and discounts that you can earn as a host. Our upcoming host specials are pretty awesome. For taking my last virtual party date, I'll give you an additional free, hey, did you see those words right there? For taking my last virtual party date. Why do you think she puts that in there? She could have nothing on her calendar. Why do you think she puts that on there?
For urgency.
Urgency. If you say, oh man, I'm really trying to fill my calendar, I have nothing on it right now, they are not going to pick your date. But if you say, this is my very last date and I'll give you a gift, it can be something small, guys, but it's going to have that sense of urgency. Okay, so this is something she sends, okay, to her thank yous. Now here's another one. Good evening, Stephanie. This is Crystal Jackson, your Pampered Chef gal. Thank you so much for your order on Deanna's party. Deanna and I so appreciate it. I'm excited for you to get to know your new products in your kitchen. Do you have any questions or any products that you may have from your order or need any recipes? Okay, so that one has a no strings attached. That one is just a thank you. Then when they respond back, this could be the second thing that you send them. Okay, so if you already have this in your phone and you've sent that, all you have to do is hashtag VP thank you number 1, boom, send it to her. Hashtag VP thank you, boom, send it. Okay, you could do this one as number 2 if you wanted, however you want to do these. So do you see here, and this is about host coaching. Okay, all about the host coaching. Rules with your host. Here's rule, the first rule for the rule 3 of your follow-up messages. Okay, just a reminder, you'll be going to be closing your party tonight. Okay, so I'm going to send this to you guys because this, now you can do whatever text replacements you want. Okay, these are examples. If this is not your wording, if this is not stuff that you say, you do not have to use these words. Okay, but this is going to give you examples of what you can say back when people are asking certain things. And if it is something that you are repeating yourself over and over and over again, do it as a text replacement. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to, for now, I'm going to stop share. Oops. And I am going to unmute you all. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask some questions. Now, can you see me or do you still see my screen?
I see you.
Okay. All right. Okay, so shout out any questions that you guys have about anything that I just shared with you. Whether it's about booking parties, you're scared to make your turkey look like mine because you're afraid of how amazing mine looks. Anything you want to share.
What were your 4 columns you had again?
Okay, so first one is going to be name. And then you're going to have how you got a hold of them. And then you're going to have their response. Did they have a response? And you're going to have the follow-up. When you followed up with them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So those
Hey,
are
Melody, I took this grid that was it Renee that shared this with us,
Yes.
and I just changed up at the top where it said how I know them. I just changed it to response, and then over here on the comments, I just changed it to second contact.
Awesome.
If anybody has that, that's an easy way to do the 4 columns.
And if you put in, if you go to our Team PC Hotshot page and you just type in Renee Conrad, I bet her comment, I bet that will come up. Okay, because I've done it before. So, and that is just where she sent her document of what she does for that exact thing, for keeping track of responses. Okay. Yeah.
When did you say the last day to put in orders before Christmas was to get on by
17th.
Christmas? The 17th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I think that is for, because they break it down. And if you go on the Paper Chef website, it's all broken down. And we'll talk about it at our next meeting as well. Something that I want you guys to also get excited about is maybe there's a possibility that something might be coming out for wine, cheese, and chocolate parties. Maybe we already know that. So with that being said, get your people excited about some wine, cheese, and chocolate. Okay. If I wasn't doing keto right now, I could go on. There you go, Sarah. I could go on and sip my wine and eat my chocolate. But get them excited about, guys, do you know how many wine, cheese, and chocolate tastings I book? Because I get them excited, okay? Now, if it's a cooking show, here's how I do my wine, cheese, and chocolate tasting. And tell me that this does not sound like a good time to you. Okay, tell them, I say, hey, how about getting some of your friends together and having all of them bring a bottle of wine? When they come in, I'm going to take that bottle from them. I'm going to cover it up. Guys, I bought socks from Dollar Tree. They're black. They make great wine covers. I put the wine bottle inside, and I put little, you can see Hobby Lobby, number clips, and I put them on each of the bottles, and I line them up, and I tell them they don't know what they're sipping, so they get to do a wine tasting. They'll taste all the wines. I have the little papers. If you go on to our team page under cooking shows, the papers are there, okay? And I print them out, and they fill out their top 2 bottles of wine. They vote. Say they all tasted this wine. It's great, grand. They spit in the sink, some of them. So they have tasted it. They're voting for their top. I have them circle, star. Doesn't matter how they keep track of their top 2. They vote, and then I give prizes to the top 2 voted bottles. Okay, so little things. They get super excited about a little tiny mini stuff or whatever. So I have 2 prizes there, and I give them my guess. Then we make something cheesy, and then we make something chocolatey. Okay, you will book those kind of parties. Okay, people love them. Okay, now if you only do virtual parties, you can do a wine, cheese, and chocolate theme, because guess what? We know a little secret. You know, they're having a party pack come out, you know, with some of the wine, cheese, and chocolate stuff in it. So it's going to be easier to do a wine, cheese, and chocolate party, okay? And then you can demo a recipe on there if you're making something cheesy for your family, okay? So, super fun. Guess what we're going to do at our team meeting next Sunday? Not this Sunday, but the next. We're going to do a wine, cheese, and chocolate tasting. Okay, so everyone's going to bring their bottle of wine. Those of you that are virtual can sip on yours at home while you're watching us, okay? And I'm going to demo. I don't even know what the cheesy chocolatey recipes are yet, but I will pick whatever they are giving us so that you guys can see what one would look like. I'll show you my spread. I'll show you how I do the wine bottles in there. I sell a ton of electric wine bottle openers. Whoa, the airplane's taking off. I sell a ton of electric wine bottle openers. I sell a ton of the wine pour stoppers, because I just show how you put that in there and you can still pour your wine pour stopper, okay? So I show the products, even though, okay, I whip out the champagne opener, and I make a joke about what does this look like, because it looks like something that you get at a woman's visit done to you. So I talk about the champagne opener, the champagne stopper, anything that goes along with that, I show, okay? So we have a great time. Do you know how high my sales are typically for wine, cheese, and chocolate tastings? Because everyone's having a good time. And when people have a good time, guess what, guys? They want to have more fun. So then who's doing the, Jessica, who's doing the fajita margarita party? They're like, woo, woo, me, that's my friends. They like margaritas, okay? So I'm telling you, if you are not talking about theme parties, you're missing out, okay? People love theme parties. If I'm at a wine, cheese, and chocolate, I'm talking about fajita margarita and salad de sangria. If I'm at a fajita margarita party, I'm talking about the wine, cheese, and chocolate tastings, because people love them. Okay, and since we're coming out with a party pack, you guys can break this down virtually as well. Christmas is coming up. Who needs a stocking stuffer with an electric wine bottle opener? That would be the best gift ever. Okay, so get ready for it. I'm gonna put out for our team meeting, our live team meeting, which is going to be, what day is that? November 4th. So that's the first Sunday of the month. So November 4th, 5 o'clock will be our team meeting. No matter how far you live, you can always come down. I have a room right in here with a bed. Right, Angela? It's Angela. Yep, Angela's on here. Right, Angela? Angela got to see my room last month because she drove how many hours, Angela?
About 3.5 for me. Renee was a couple hours longer.
Yep. Okay, so 5.5 hours, buddy. We had a good time, didn't we, Angela?
We did. It was awesome. Loved it.
It's well worth the drive, guys. We turn Alexa on, we dance. We drink, drink some wine. So,
Now, I think we need to have double turkey trot points for everyone who
books a wine, cheese, and chocolate party before our team meeting.
Oh, there you go. What do you guys think? Double.
You get to call out 2 people for every wine, cheese, and chocolate party you book for November, December, January.
I like it.
What do you say? What do you say?
Kayla likes wine. Hey, Kayla, tell them about how this worked for you.
Yeah. Wine, cheese, and chocolate is why I'm here today, guys. I had never been to a TC party before, and I was this close to not showing up. And my amazing friend, Roxanne Merchant, Fog Roxy, as you guys know her, she texted me the day before the party. It's like, you're going to be at the wine, cheese, and chocolate party, right? And I'm like, okay, that does sound fun. I guess I'll go. Rest is history. I had a blast. I was the one going, I want to do fajitas and margaritas. My friends love margaritas.
Like, woo, 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 woo.
That was me, and here I am now.
Yep.
So you can find your next Kayla at your wine, cheese, and chocolate party.
Everyone, go grab a Kayla. So.
Yep, and host coach them so you don't miss out on your Kayla.
That's right, because if Roxy would have sent those reminders, Kayla wouldn't have shown up at her party. True statement. So,
I have a question.
yes, Miss Crystal, what is wrong, babe?
Oh, the pneumonia infection backed into my sinuses and then it backed into my jaw and gums.
Oh,
So I had to go in and have dental surgery yesterday and today, and then I have to go back on the 6th. So my everything hurts. But what happens if you can't have alcohol? Like, that's probably, horrible to some of y'all. Y'all are dying. But some of the medicine that I'm on, it makes the alcohol interact with my body weird. And so if I have alcohol, it'll kill me. Like, literally, it'll shut down my kidneys and liver.
Mm-hmm.
So what can I do?
Okay, this is what I do, because not everyone does like to drink, guys. So
I like to drink it. It just doesn't like
you. Yeah. So what I do in my host coaching, I will, and first of all, typically I book my parties at my parties. So if they're the ones that was jumping on the counter saying, yes, fajita margaritas, then I already know the response to this. But if they weren't, then I always say to them, I throw out some of the themes when I talk to them, because I host coach all of mine over the phone. So I say, hey, here are some of the themes that I offer. Let me know which one sounds good. And I will throw out fajita margarita, wine, cheese, and chocolate, salad and sangria, pasta recipes. I'll go through my list of some ideas. And I'll say to them, and if you don't want to do alcohol, all of these themes can be done without alcohol. Like we can do a chocolate and cheese party. We can do a Mexican fiesta party instead of fajita margaritas. So anything can be done without alcohol, okay?
So if I wanted to do a wine, cheese, and chocolate, what could I put in place of the wine? Because
some bubbly, what's it called?
Sparkling cider.
Sparkling cider.
Sparkling grape.
You get
that's a good
sparkling
idea.
grape cider, girl, and you just toast.
Yeah, because they've got all different kinds. They have mango and peach and all.
Cranberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Go get you some. So no, there's always, and you're going to have those that say, oh man, some of my friends like that, but I'm probably going to invite my mom's church friends and none of them drink. And so I probably shouldn't have it. And so you can give them the option to say, well, you can have lemonade and margaritas, or you can have no margaritas, completely up to them. But when it comes to virtual parties, and you guys are thinking already, okay, which one of my friends would like a wine, cheese, and chocolate tasting, or which one of my friends is all about, the Christmas gifts surrounding the wine and chocolate. Okay. If your friends aren't one of those people, that's not going to be who you were going to reach out to for the wine, cheese, and chocolate tasting. You're reaching out to people that you already have in your head, love wine, already have in their head, love chocolate. Okay. So that's kind of who you're going to be thinking of, and say, girl, I just heard that they are coming out with a wine, cheese, and chocolate theme. You have got to hear this, and when you are excited, someone's going to reply, okay, tell me more. Okay. And you have sold them. I can't even tell you, when you are excited, they are going to be excited about this. Guess what I just heard? they're going to come in out with a wine, cheese, and chocolate tasting. This is so much fun. I thought about you because I know how much you love wine. I thought about you because chocolate is your thing, girl. You know, so whatever it is, or that person, that's who you're reaching out to. Okay. So, and then in your virtual parties, once we know the party packs, you're posting those pictures. Check this out. Let me know whose friends love wine, cheese, and chocolate. I have a really great idea for you. Okay. And then you're reaching out to those people. Is wine your thing? Is chocolate your thing? Post below who loves chocolate, or who, you know, whatever it is. And that's how you get the response for those bookings. Okay.
It's hashtag turkey trot for whoever just asked.
There we go. Hashtag turkey trot.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions? Date for the meeting, Pam, November 4th. Did you see that? Okay.
Sleepy.
Look at Gina. Did you see what Gina just did? If you have not copied that and you have a Samsung phone, go copy that before I delete it. Or turn off the computer. or stop the chat. So if you have a Samsung, she just put out the how to do that. So copy and paste that and put it into a notes for yourself, so you guys know how to do that text shortcut.
I don't know how to copy and paste it from my phone. So once you put this on the computer, will it be there?
Can you just take a picture of it, Crystal?
Not while my phone's going. It won't let me.
I'll send it to you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Gina
sorry.
can message it to you. No, you're good. Did you guys see what Melissa said there? Don't ever put in a message you can say no, then you give them an out. That was the one thing I did notice about Crystal's message. Did you see that when I read it, that it said you can say no because you are giving them a way out? I don't typically say that there, Melissa, and she brought up a good point. So depending on how you want to word that, but I do agree with that statement. So that's why I said all those text replacements that she uses, you can change and word how. If you have a certain way that you have found works with people, that's what you text replace. Okay. So those are just some ideas that she keeps on her phone.
Hey,
So,
Melody, I've
yes.
had someone ask me this before, and I haven't found exactly what I love. Maybe Melissa has something, but kind of just the verbiage that you do really like for the 2+2+2. You know, the first two being like the 2 days out, the message you send right when they order. If you or Melissa, you maybe has a graphic with some verbiage that you do like for that. I know I've seen something out there. If anyone has a graphic that they've seen, wouldn't mind posting it. I would love just to kind of see some different verbiage options for that when you're messaging. You know,
I just saw something for the two, but didn't I post something?
Miss Melody.
I have one, but it doesn't have text verbiage.
Strangle your child, guys. I'm gonna have to think. I feel like I saw something, but I will get back with you on this. And do you guys know what she means by 2+2+2?
No.
Okay.
No.
What 2+2+2 is the first two is 2 days after someone orders.
Well, remember they had the layoff.
Okay. You're reaching out to them and you're talking to them. Just the first two. The first two is typically nothing about a party. I typically am just trying to ask them if they have any questions about their order, you know, anything like that. Now, if it leads to more conversation, great. Okay. Then you can talk with them about booking a party. Okay. But typically the two, you're just saying, you know, thanks so much for your order. Your product should be there, you know, coming soon. Please let me know if you have any questions. You're just creating that relationship. Okay. 2 weeks is the next two. 2 weeks, I'm reaching back out to these people and I am asking them if they got their products, if they've taken them out of the box yet, Have they used it? What do they love about it? You know, do they have any questions about anything? Do they need any recipes? Anything like that. And at that point, you know, you may drop a hint about booking a party, joining your team, that kind of stuff. Okay, 2 months is the next one. That's the last 2. 2 months is when you're going to follow up and ask them again, you know, if they have any questions. So that's why it's the 2 plus 2 plus 2, because it's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Okay, it's just basically good customer service, reaching out, and that's something else that you know you can go on and you can track, and just write your 2, 2, and 2, and keep track of, you know, when you reached out to people and stuff and what was the response. But I will tell you, a lot of people book parties because they're reaching out 2 days and 2 weeks later. Because if they love this product, they may decide, you know, gosh, I love this one so much. I bet I would like that other one too. Maybe I should just host a party. Well, if you're right there asking them if they should host a party, then you're gonna bait them. Okay. So, and also you're just creating that relationship. So the next time they're gonna place an order, guess what? They're gonna remember you because you've reached out to them 3 times asking them if they liked their products. Okay. And you get their phone number when they place an order. Okay. It's right there. So you can easily, especially the next, you know, the 2-day one, you can send it pretty quickly. Okay, that's where that second one that I was reading is just as simple. Thanks so much. You know, the host really appreciates your order. You know, let me know if you have any questions once they come in. And then if they don't say much back, then you can reach out 2 weeks later, you know, and really try to get them to see if they'll book a party. So.
Just in case anybody needs it, I did post the Samsung information in the meeting event page on Facebook too. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
I will take that Evernote document link and I will post it onto the I'll do the meeting one probably because all of you guys are going to understand. If I just post that into the team page, they are not going to understand what it is that I'm sharing. Now, after you guys get that document, if you have someone on your team, you know, that maybe is not on the call that you think would appreciate that, feel free to share it with them and let them know exactly what it is. Because unless they're on the call, they may not understand exactly what it is. So any other questions? You guys all good?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for being on here.
Hey, Melody,
Yes.
when is the next online meeting for November?
Because Thanksgiving falls that last. I'll probably do it maybe the 29th.
Okay.
That's probably when, I put that out there to a couple hosts about a cooking show. So the only reason I wouldn't do the 29th is if for some reason that day books with the people I already sent that date to, but most likely that's probably when I'll do it because I don't want to do it obviously Thanksgiving and then the week before is kind of too close to our next live meeting. So, but be looking for me to announce the live team meeting that will be here at my house. And so it'll be fun times. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for being on here this evening. I really appreciate it. And we will see you soon. Hey, be sure if you have not jumped on to the recruiting blitz, be sure to jump on there and watch some of those videos and some of the stuff about recruiting. Okay, if that is kind of, even if recruiting hasn't been your goal up to this point, okay, I think you'll be amazed. I'm going to share some more stuff starting tomorrow. So
I think I recruited my dental hygienist.
Is she the one that fixed your teeth? Aww.
Yeah, she was asking me yesterday what I did, and so I was telling her, and she's like, well, I was thinking about doing this other one, but that sounds like more fun. What do I have to do? And so we spent the whole time today. Like, she stopped mid-procedure to add me to Facebook. So, yeah,
Love
I'm
it.
excited.
See, Crystal, there you go. Awesome. Love it, love it. All right, guys.
Are we posting bookings in the recruiting blitz or just on the
Gosh,
team
you are
page?
full of questions tonight. What?
Are we posting bookings in the recruiting blitz or just on the team page?
Just do it on the team page.
Okay, I may have got one while I was listening. So good.
While you were listening and texting to others. Well, I'm glad I inspired you with my turkey picture. All right, I want to see those turkey
one on
pictures too. Hey, when you guys are booking, I need to see how good your pictures are. So be sure that you're posting those as well with your.
That out.
I can't even sign my name. I can't draw.
Girl, look at that. That is not like a no. You can handle this. You worked on tracing around your hand in kindergarten. I think you got it.
Enough is enough.
If you can't do the little cute turkey faces and trees and snowflakes, you just have to do the bubble hands. That's fine. You can make it happen. All right. Any other questions, Sarah?
Good. I'm busy posting.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.